Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions on this new adorable Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Subversive La Vie and Rose eyeshadow palette. So firstly, this does retail for $55 on Sephora's site, so I will leave a link down below if you guys want to pick this up for yourself, and it is a limited edition. The reason why this is extremely exciting for me is because I've never owned any Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, but she recently came out with this little guy and two other eyeshadow palettes that contain 6 different eyeshadows. So I went ahead and picked this one up, which basically includes pinks and purpley type of shades. I haven't swatched it, haven't really touched it yet, so it's gonna be a first impression. I'm going to swatch everything, show you guys the colors, and then apply everything on my eyes as well. But let me first show you guys the packaging. It looks so cool. Okay, so this is how the packaging looks up close. Now that I think about it, it actually is kind of the same color as my nails. I don't know, I love the packaging. I love the vibe that I get with it. You open it up just like this. It does have a magnetic closure to it, which is great. This is a cardboard package. Opens up just like that, and then like this. Super beautiful. You are getting 6 different eyeshadows in various different finishes, and I want to see if I can create a look just using this, so we're gonna try that today. Okay, so like I mentioned, I really love this little like packaging. It's so cute. I love how the mirror opens up like that. It's like a whole little like notebook. I'm obsessed. So this one in specific is called the La Vie and Rose eyeshadow palette, which like I mentioned has the purples and pinks type of colors. But there were 2 other eyeshadow palettes that she recently released as well, if this one is not your specific style. So the other one that she released was the Subliminal Platinum Bronze eyeshadow palette, which basically includes those bronzy, more like cool toned eyeshadow shades. And then she has the Sublime Bronze Ambition eyeshadow palette, which basically includes bronzy type of shades, browns, and more like goldeny tone type of colors. So those are the 3 new eyeshadow palettes that she released. Now these 6-pan palettes that she did release are inspired by her bigger existing eyeshadow palettes, which do contain 12 different eyeshadows, but her bigger, larger palettes retail for $125 each. And you guys already know that I was personally so interested in trying out her bigger palettes, but I didn't really want to commit to like $125 eyeshadow palettes without actually like really knowing what it's about. You know what I'm saying? I said the same thing in my Natasha Denona video. So I'm so happy that she came out with something like this that is definitely much more affordable than $125. It's a little bit of what she has, so I'm getting a little bit of a taste of what the brand is about, and I'm so excited because I have really, really high hopes. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this with you guys today and create a look. I want to go for something like very dramatic and like boom, you know. I haven't done like a dramatic, like colorful look in a while, so we're gonna do that today, and I'll definitely walk you guys through the steps of which eyeshadows I'm using and what I personally think of that specific shadow. Oh, but before I get started, let's go ahead and swatch these. You see, I totally forgot about that. Okay, fine. So let's see. Whoa. Okay, so that gold one is very, very soft. They all are very soft. They have a little bit of like kick up to them and maybe a little bit of chalkiness too, but nothing too major. They're extremely soft, like whoa. So here's how the first 4 eyeshadows look. Really nice and very pretty. So crazy ass like pigmented. And let's see how they're gonna swatch. I'm gonna do like the one swipe swatch, so let's see. Whoa. What the heck? Oh my god. Oh my god, this is insane. Okay, so this one right over here definitely has a little bit of like flakiness to it, but nothing major. The other ones had nothing, but whoa. Then I have the 2 final shades to swatch, which is a pink one and like a plummy one. This is how these beauties look. And then one swipe swatch. Okay, the pink one was not beyond crazy, and neither was the purple one, but I will say the first 3 shades was like bombs away. The last 3 were really nice too, but not as like, oh my god, as the 3 first ones. So that's just the first impressions. And now let's see how they actually apply on the eyes. From the actual swatches, it does seem like there are, I think, 2 mattes, 2 or 3 metallics, and 1 kind of like beyond satiny metallic color. I don't know, this looks like a very, very unique finish. All right, so since this palette doesn't have like a setting shade, I'm gonna go ahead and take the setting shade in the Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. Just take 1 cream eyeshadow and just put it on there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with a Morphe E28 brush. It's just a typical like fluffy type of brush. And then I'm gonna go in with this purple shade right over here. You have like this little plasticky thing with all the names on it, and this one is called Paranormal. I love that name, it sounds so scary. Okay, let's see. All right, dipping your brush in there, there's barely any kick up, which is awesome, but I do see a nice amount of product is getting distributed on the brush. A little bit of fallout from the brush, but nothing major. And let's see how this looks. I'm gonna use the mirror of this because it's a really, really good one. And then I'm just gonna put this in the crease. Okay, so the color is coming off a little bit interesting. I'm gonna go in a second time and try to build that up a little bit. I'm not beyond crazy over this color. I feel like it's not applying super evenly. I don't know, I feel like there's more color right over here as opposed to here. Which I'm not a huge fan of. But I'm just gonna keep on blending and then we'll see. Okay, so this is how the first initial shade looks on the eyes. I think it's okay. I'm not beyond impressed with this color. I think it applied pretty patchy, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of like, what the hell? But that's how it looks. I'm gonna blend out other shadows on top of that to see if it can, you know, fix it up a little bit. But to the most part, this one definitely applied patchier than what I'm used to in regards to matte. So, all right, then I'm gonna go on with the next brush, which is the M441 by Morphe, with the shade Rose Risque, and that is this stunning, beautiful pink color. This is not a matte, but I feel like it's also not a metallic either. I feel like it's maybe a combination of both, maybe like a satin finish. But this one definitely does kick up a nice amount of product, and it's very like flaky and a lot more fallout for sure. Whoa, oof. But let's see how this looks on the eyes. I'm gonna put that exactly right on top of the purple, but a little bit lower, so the purple could still peek through. Building it up. Wow, it's very pigmented. It's such a pretty pink. It's like very vibrant and bubblegummy. Yeah, so I think the pink and purple do pair really, really well together. It's kind of turning into this like mush of color, but I still think it looks pretty good. So this is how the pink and purple look once they're applied on the eyes. I think the pink definitely added a lot more brightness and punch to the look. Like I feel like the purple was a bit more muted and maybe like a dead type of color. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like majorly there. But the pink definitely gave it life. So that's how it looks so far. I'm still not sold like beyond. But let's continue. Fine. The next brush I'm going to go ahead and use is this Small Dose of Colors little brush. It came in one of their like little 5-pan eyeshadow palettes. It's super tiny and precise, which is awesome for this. I'm going to go in with this specific shade right over here. This is like a metallic goodness gracious shade. That's called Purple Rain. And then that's how it's swatched. That was the hottest swatch of this palette. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. And this is a like true metallic. But I'm gonna throw it in the crease because I don't go by the rules. Mattes and metallics, to just go everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Crazy ass pigmented. Maybe too pigmented for my life, you know what I'm saying? Well, after pretty much just blending it out in the crease a little bit, I'm gonna take the Sigma E39 and just further blend it out so it's not like a, you know, crazy intense line. But very like lightly, you know, because I don't want to lose the pigmentation. It looks really good. Okay, so this is how it looks with two eyes done. I really, really like it. I will say that the purple, which is called Purple Rain, was really pigmented when I initially like put it down, but it was something that I had to work with. Like I had to like take my time and blend it out. So that's something to keep in mind. The next shade I'm gonna go ahead and use is Gold Nectar, and it's this stunning gold shade right over here. I'm pretty much gonna try to use everything. So let's see if we can do that. Yeah, wait, am I? No, I'm not gonna use that shade. Wait, am I? I don't know what to use. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade right here, which is called Euphoria, and it's a beautiful pretty pigmented metallic-y purple color. It's so pretty. I'm gonna use it on this like Urban Decay shadow brush that the writing is like off already, and I'm gonna spray it with Saturday Skin mist. I'm gonna take a little bit on my brush first. It's picking up really nice, not really, kind of nicely to the most part, but there's a nice amount of like kick up. I'm gonna spray it with my spray and then apply it on my lids. Let's see. Whoa. There's a little bit of fallout on my cheeks, but damn, this is a sexy color. Whoa! Yo, I love purple eyeshadow. I just don't wear it often, and now that I'm like creating this look, I'm like, damn girl, like pop out those purples. Like I mentioned though, I do have a little bit of fallout right over here, which is not the biggest deal of life, but it's something to keep in mind. I'm just gonna wipe that off. Hopefully it's not gonna leave a mark on my face. No, we're good to go. Yo, that color made it for me. That color made it for me! After applying the lid shade, I'm just gonna go back in and blend out the crease so there's like no harsh lines between the lid and the crease shade. But I love the eye look. I will say it was a little bit of a process to get here, and I'm not used to spending so much time on my eyes like this. But it's worth it, yo. It is worth it. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is take this like peachy type of color. It's actually called Pale Fire, which I guess that would be a good way to describe it. I'm gonna take it on my pinky and put it on my inner corners to brighten. Whoa. No. I thought it would be a little bit lighter in pigmentation or color, but it's cool. You can blend it out. It looks pretty good actually. It's nice. It adds a little bit of something there that I'm not used to because I usually put like a whitish type of shade there, but it looks pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash line. Basically the same steps that I did with my crease and my lids, I'm going to do on my lower lash line. So I'm going to take this purpley color, then build up the pink, and then a little bit of this, and then this as well. So let's get started on the Dose of Colors little baby brush because it's amazing. Alright, so this is how the whole eye looks after I did my lower lash line and my lids as well. I'm going to go ahead and use the H&M Black Hole Liner to line my lower lash line and also to tightline. I'm going to go ahead and coat my lashes with the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I love this. Alright, so then after that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. These are the Vegas Nail Eyelure Platinum Princess eyelashes. They're my favorites, or one of my favorites. You can definitely leave it just like this with the mascara, but I feel like since it's so dramatic, these will just add more. So this is how the final look came out with the lashes and then the lips on. This was my first time using the Pat McGrath La Vie and Rose eyeshadow palette. So I pretty much used most of the shades. The only shade I will say that I didn't use was this one, even though I wanted to because it's so pretty. Very pigmented and super gold. If you do have deeper skin tones, you might be able to use that as a highlighter, and I'm sure it would look great. I didn't give you guys a close-up of these shadows, but I want to show you guys how some of them look a little bit more pigmented and vibrant, and then some of them don't look that pigmented and vibrant. Okay, so this is how these shadows look once they're swatched. As you guys can see, the first three are super intense. And then the fourth one is pretty intense too, but the last two are not beyond crazy intense. I will say the weakest one is probably the last one, which was the first initial shade that I used to apply in my crease, which I wasn't such a huge fan of. But that's how they look pretty much. Alright, so now on to my thoughts on this palette just after using it one time. First of all, I adore this eyeshadow look. I love the pinkiness, the purpliness. I just think it brings out my eye color. I think it brings out a lot of different eye colors, and I'm totally about this kind of purple life. I feel like a lot of times with purples, they are really hard to do. Either they're super patchy or they don't apply so evenly. But with these, I think they applied really nicely, with the exception of maybe the initial transition shade. I felt like that was a little bit I don't know, uneven, like it didn't apply as evenly as I wanted it to, but the final look did come out really nice. So I mean, like whatever, it was okay. I will say that the metallics in here are the ones that actually make this palette, like these 3 shades are on another level of intensity and they're super, super beautiful. So just for my first impression, I will say the packaging is beautiful. I love it. It reminds me of like the olden days, like with this whole thing over here. I think it's so freaking cute. I think that it's small, pretty compact. This is the size of my hand, so you guys can see, not too large. I think that most of the shades do apply really nicely. It is a palette that you have to work with a little bit. I feel like it's not the kind of palette that you would just throw on and it would look good. You definitely have to blend out and you have to give it some time for it to look good. So that's something to keep in mind with this, just from using it the first time. If you were contemplating on this eyeshadow palette, I do think it's really nice. You are paying for the name, so have that in mind as well. Do I think you can come up with this specific look using other eyeshadow palettes? Most probably. It's not something that's crazily like unique or anything, but I really did enjoy how the metallics applied. Like it really just gave this whole look a bam effect, you know? So I do like this so far, not beyond crazy about it. I don't know, but so far I'm kind of in the middle. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and play around with this a little bit more and give you guys my final thoughts, like in a Sephora haul or something. But so far, not bad. I do want to probably go ahead and pick up one of the other ones to see how those perform, because like I mentioned, purples are really hard to do, so maybe that one was just kind of like a downer. If you guys have a favorite from the Pat McGrath line in regards to her eyeshadow palettes, then definitely let me know. If whether it's one of these little guys or whether it's one of her bigger eyeshadow palettes, let me know which one you guys prefer, which one you guys enjoy, and I'll probably go ahead and pick one of those up. Because this on its own, not comparing it to her full-size palettes because I've never tried that, I feel like this is okay. But if this is not a representation of what her palettes are, then let me know if I need to pick up a bigger one, because that's how it was with the Natasha Denona palette. And many of you guys were telling me that, you know, the palette, the 5-pan palette, the mini one, the mini sunset palette, like sucks. And I was like, what? I love it, but I don't know compared to her bigger palettes because I never swatched her bigger palettes and I never tried them out. So definitely let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, enjoyed the first impression. I would love to know your thoughts in general on this palette. So let me know if you guys picked this one up or any of her other 6-pan palettes. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.